The rain fell in relentless sheets, drumming against the windows of the towering glass building that once bore her name. Amelia Cross stood across the street, her hood shielding her face, as the neon sign of Cross Enterprises flickered in the stormy night. Except it wasn't hers anymore. Not since Daniel Harper, the man she loved, trusted, and built an empire with, had stolen everything from her. 5 years ago, Amelia had been at the peak of her career, brilliant, fearless, and deeply in love with Daniel, her childhood friend turned business partner. Together, they had built a company that changed industries. Together, they had made promises under starlit skies, sharing secrets and futures. She had given him her trust, her heart, and her empire. And in return, Daniel had given her betrayal. Through carefully orchestrated lies and forged documents, he stripped Amelia of her shares, her reputation, and her dignity. By the time she discovered the truth, it was too late. The board turned against her. The media painted her as reckless and incompetent. Daniel stood smiling before cameras, presenting himself as the savior of the company, while Amelia was driven into ruin. But ruin was not the end. 5 years of silence had hardened Amelia into someone Daniel would never recognize. She traveled across continents, learning the art of negotiation in Singapore, the science of cybersecurity in Berlin, the ruthless tactics of survival in the underbelly of London. Every step she took was fueled by one word: revenge. Now, on a storm-soaked night, Amelia returned. Her first strike was subtle. An anonymous whistleblower leaked documents to the press, revealing that Daniel had been embezzling funds from his own company. Not enough to ruin him entirely, but enough to crack his perfect image. The board began to whisper, investors began to doubt. Next, she targeted his pride. Daniel's prized acquisition deal with a major tech giant mysteriously collapsed after confidential data surfaced showing irregularities in his company's finances. Amelia knew exactly how to expose him. After all, she had built those systems herself years ago. But it wasn't enough. She didn't just want to see him fall. She wanted him to feel the way she had felt: betrayed, broken, and alone. So she moved closer. Amelia disguised herself under the alias Elena Ward, a strategist hired by one of Daniel's rivals. Her brilliance quickly caught his attention, and soon, Daniel invited her into his inner circle. He didn't recognize her. Her fiery auburn hair had been dyed jet black, her voice steadied by years of discipline, her once naive warmth replaced by icy composure. Daniel, as arrogant as ever, believed he was in control. He shared his secrets, trusted her counsel, and even began to fall for her. Amelia played the role flawlessly, masking her hatred behind a practiced smile. The final blow came on the night of the annual Cross Enterprises Gala. The grand hall sparkled with chandeliers, cameras flashed, and Daniel basked in the spotlight as the man who had it all. But Amelia had prepared everything. As Daniel raised his glass for a toast, the massive screens behind him lit up, not with the company's logo, but with damning evidence of his crimes: forged contracts, offshore accounts, and recorded conversations of him plotting Amelia's downfall years ago. Gasps filled the room, and the world watched live as Daniel's empire crumbled in seconds. His glass shattered on the floor, his face drained of color. And then, through the stunned crowd, Amelia stepped forward, removing her mask, her voice calm but sharp as steel. "Hello, Daniel. Did you miss me?" His eyes widened in horror, recognition dawning too late. The world now knew the truth. The board expelled him. Authorities surrounded him. His empire, reputation, and future. Everything he had stolen, was gone. As the cameras flashed, Amelia walked away, her heels echoing on the marble floor. She didn't need to look back. Daniel's fall was already complete. Outside, the storm had cleared. The city lights shimmered, reflecting in her steady eyes. For the first time in 5 years, Amelia breathed freely. Revenge had not given her back the years she lost, but it had given her something just as powerful, justice. And justice, she thought with a cold smile, was worth every shadow she had walked through.